Nintendo are cowards. There, I said it, and I will stick with that. Now, if you just clicked this video out of nowhere, you may be a little confused on what I mean. Or maybe you just know because it's a rather obvious accusation. Honestly, I don't really care how Nintendo goes about things or how they decide to make their games. You do you, I guess. But something I will never forgive them or the Pokemon Company for is making Pokemon such a cookie-cutter game. Not just the game at this point, but the plot and the gameplay as well. Every game that comes out is another copy and paste from the last game, with hardly acceptable graphics that just barely satisfy our hunger for more Pokemon. Now, maybe that's because there's just so much Pokemon, and the point is to appeal to a younger audience, but I know I'm not alone when I say that Pokemon needs to change, and it needs to change badly. Don't get me wrong, I am a huge Pokemon fan. In fact, I enjoyed Pokemon Arceus way more than was really healthy. I'm sure you were all wondering why I'm harping into Nintendo and Pokemon so much in this case. Well, the truth is, fans are frustrated, and it's understandable as to why. Now, sometimes when I need inspiration or when I'm just bored beyond my mind, I scroll through Steam to see if there are any interesting games worth playing. Usually I only consider games that are rated highly since it can be extremely difficult to get me to try something, and extremely easy for me to get hooked. Well, I had been eyeing this game on Steam for a while, and it seemed like all I wanted in a game, but there was this glaring issue with it that I just couldn't get over it. It was pretty clearly a Poke clone. Well, what on earth is that? Well, a Poke clone is pretty much a game that takes the idea of Pokemon and uses it in a pretty similar way, the only difference being the monsters involved and sometimes some of the mechanics. But once again, it's more or less cookie-cutter formulas. That's really what kept me away from this game for so long. This game, however, it was rated so highly and just looked so interesting to me, so I finally caved in and recently bought it. This game's name is Cassette Beasts. Now, it's likely that you haven't heard of it before because I hadn't either. But I did want to shed some light on this game because it does so much better at what it's trying to accomplish than Pokemon ever has. Aside from a few games that still had some flavor to them, such as Black and White and a lot of the earlier Pokemon games. Now, this video is going to contain spoilers, so proceed with caution. So, if you are unaware, I will catch you up to speed on what Cassette Beasts is about. Cassette Beasts is a game where you wash up on a beach, seemingly lost in this new world. Oh no, it's an isekai. Anyway, you soon meet a girl named Kaylee, who gives you a cassette tape and ends up explaining this world to you. You have to use these tapes that cause your body to transform into monsters of sorts. These monsters have different abilities and are able to help you defend yourself. To gain new monsters, you have to weaken them and use cassette tapes to record these beasts so that you can use them yourself. Pokemon formula, except it's you who's fighting these monsters. Anyway, you find out that you aren't the only one who's been transported here. In fact, there's a whole community of people, including those who have never been outside of this place, the ancestors of people who got trapped there. Immediately, you decide you must find a way home despite everyone telling you that it's pretty much impossible. But you're a protagonist. You get sent on a mission to defeat rangers to prove your strength. Yeah, that's pretty Pokemon as well. But I want to pause here because that's about where the similarities end. Cassette Beasts is so much more than Pokemon could hope to be. Not only is it just overall better gameplay, but I want to take a second to talk about the visuals because personally, visuals mean a lot to a game. And I just want to say that this is something that I've had to get used to, but it's something that I've begun to enjoy more than not. The idea of using pixel art or 2D images and putting them into a 3D environment. It is so nice looking when you do it right, and I don't know, but I just really like it. I really have begun to enjoy it. Now, on to my next point. The gameplay is actually interesting to me. I did mention before the formula being similar to Pokemon, but it also strays away from it. Pretty early on, you learn about the existence of powerful entities called archangels, and you learn that defeating them may be your way out of this strange world. Oh, also, you can fuse in this game. That's right, as you go throughout your adventures, you meet different people that you can take along with you and can be made into companions. You can up your relationship with them too, and the higher your relationship, the more power you get from your fusions. In fact, you can even date them if you confess your love to them. I got to date a goth girl. There are actually a lot of companions you meet as well, and honestly, I had so much fun getting closer to each of them and learning about who they are and who they want to be. That is one of the most powerful things about this game. It seems so home-like, so homely, despite being a game about being taken from your home, making this strange place feel like home just by the people you surround yourself with. Not only that, but the music frickin' slaps. The main point of this game is to put into perspective that the imagination and the ideas of a person can exist without truly being created or cared for. Your creations exist whether or not you want them to. You shouldn't run from them and should be proud of them since they are how you got to where you are now. Ideas and concepts are malleable, but they should not be underestimated. So much can happen so long as you put your mind to it, and that is such a beautiful message to me. It's hard to explain without spoiling the entire plot, so I won't get too far into it, but if you enjoy Pokemon and are sick of the way that the fans have been treated with the games, and are sick of the endless cookie-cutter printer games, then I would highly suggest you take a look at this game. Not only is it extremely fun, it is likely that you will begin to ponder stuff as you play through this game. Look at things in a different light and wonder what ideas and creations truly mean. What is the mind? What do we create when we think, and do we truly ever fail when creating? Everything happens for a reason, and sometimes you have to take a step back and realize that your failures aren't as bad as they seem, because in the end, we need failure to succeed, and that is something that I think is truly powerful about this game, and something Pokemon has never done for me. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you all next time.